In a world where the line between life and death is blurred, one abandoned orphan possesses a power that defies all laws of nature. With his demonic eye, he resurrects the dead, but at what cost? It all began with an ominous red jewel at the heart of the city. While everyone else hurried past, Yakumo stood still, holding the jewel up to the sky, pondering the mysteries of the human soul. Sometime later, a cute young girl with pink hair diligently searched until she found her destination, the film club. Upon entering, she found 3 individuals inside. One of them was engaged in a bet with the other 2, accurately guessing his opponent's card and claiming the winnings. After settling the wager, the others departed, leaving the victor to return to his slumber. The girl, addressing him as Yakumo, asked if he truly possessed psychic abilities, having heard about him from an upperclassman. Identifying herself as Ozawa Haruka, she requested confidentiality and began recounting events from 2 weeks prior. During a farewell celebration with her classmates, they dared to conduct a courage test in an off-limits old building. Inside, they witnessed their shadows moving independently, taking monstrous forms. 10 days later, strange behavior began plaguing the students. Miki ended up hospitalized, while Kazuhiko tragically took his own life by jumping off a building. Concerned about Miki, Haruka sought Yakumo's help. He agreed, setting a seemingly low price of 25,000 yen. Haruka hesitated to pay upfront, but upon discovering Yakumo's earlier deceit with a mirror, she left in disbelief. Impressed by her perceptiveness, Yakumo offered his assistance without payment in advance. Despite her skepticism of his abilities, Yakumo claimed to see and communicate with ghosts, albeit unable to banish them completely. He could, however, reason with them. Haruka's doubts began to waver when Yakumo mentioned details about her deceased twin sister, killed in a car accident. Overwhelmed, Haruka started to trust him. Together, they rushed to Miki's bedside, where doctors were baffled by his condition. Yakumo saw what they couldn't, the souls of 4 murder victims clinging to Miki's body. He explained that these souls typically lingered where the murders occurred or where the bodies were disposed of, suggesting foul play in the old building. Later that night, Haruka received a distressing call and rushed to the train station, only to find her friend Yuichi had taken his own life. There, she met a professor who had witnessed the incident and shared eerie parallels with Miki's situation. Yuichi had mentioned their group's visit to the old building and the rumors it stirred. The professor suspected ghostly involvement, knowing the police wouldn't entertain such ideas. Eavesdropping nearby, Yakumo grew suspicious and warned Haruka of the imminent danger she faced. He insisted they stay together for safety, emphasizing that the threat was human. The following day, they attempted to enter the old building but were redirected to seek approval from Takeoka, the teacher overseeing the site. Curiously, Yakumo noticed disturbed soil on their way back, prompting them to investigate and uncover buried items. This reinforced Yakumo's suspicion that Takeoka might be involved. Over coffee at a cafe, Yakumo shared his theory with Haruka, though they lacked solid evidence. Ingeniously, Yakumo retrieved a discarded cup from the trash, intending for Takeoka to unknowingly provide DNA evidence. Later that day, Yakumo met with Goto, a policeman, and handed him a bag before Goto departed. Meanwhile, Haruka and Yakumo returned to the club room where Yakumo kept a watchful eye over her. However, when Haruka stepped out briefly to use the restroom, she spotted a shadowy figure. Simultaneously, Goto visited a peculiar old doctor who confirmed that the fingerprints on Takeoka's cup matched those found on the buried items, including those of the missing individuals, validating Yakumo's theory. Goto tried to relay this information to Yakumo but couldn't locate him. Meanwhile, Yakumo discovered Haruka's purse in the restroom and followed the guidance of spirits to the old building. Inside, he found Takeoka holding Haruka captive with intent to kill her. Yakumo intervened, leading to a confrontation where Takeoka's attack failed due to Yakumo's special eye, which could perceive the souls of the dead. Terrified, Takeoka set the building ablaze before fleeing, only to be apprehended by the police later. The fire brigade rescued Haruka and Yakumo from the roof. While awaiting rescue, Haruka shared her story about her sister and her lingering guilt over her death. Yakumo reassured her, explaining that her sister harbored no resentment. Touched, Haruka expressed a desire to see her sister again, and Yakumo facilitated a spiritual encounter, allowing Haruka to bid her sister farewell. Grateful, Haruka thanked Yakumo. Elsewhere, a blonde couple discussed a ghost in the river, concluding it could be moved with sacred ink, a solution agreed upon by the ghost's father. Later that night, 2 workers hurriedly set up a stage at a shrine as the chairman was due early the next morning to inspect their progress. One of them shared rumors of the place being haunted when suddenly, they heard a child's laughter and witnessed objects shaking and breaking. The next morning, Haruka met Yakumo to visit Miki in the hospital. Startled, Yakumo recalled their encounter at the burning building. He explained that he rarely went home and secured this room by deceiving the school. Together, they headed to the hospital where Yakumo communicated with the spirits possessing Miki, resulting in an improvement in her condition. Haruka marveled at Yakumo's ability to communicate with spirits. Yakumo, believing ghosts were manifestations of lingering emotions rather than malevolent entities, refused to harm them. He disclosed that he had already received payment from Miki's father for his assistance, which eased Haruka's apprehensions. Despite growing comfortable with Yakumo, he terminated their contract. Haruka continued her part-time job, serving an elderly man named Chairman, who spoke of a fox's curse at a shrine where he intended to build a new structure. Haruka, intrigued by the curse, visited the shrine and encountered a person wearing a fox mask, startling her into fleeing. In her haste, she collided with a man sporting a red eye similar to Yakumo's. Meanwhile, the blonde man delegated tasks to his female partner. Later, Haruka discovered that the man with the red eye was Yakumo's uncle, Isshin. She recounted seeing the ghost and they decided to investigate. Isshin admitted his red eye was fake, used to empathize with Yakumo's struggles. Finding no leads, they returned, and Haruka followed Isshin to his temple. During their journey, Isshin explained why Yakumo didn't feel at home there, due to the many ghosts drawn to the area. Inside the temple, they encountered Yakumo and met his deaf cousin. Isshin offered tea, but Yakumo abruptly left, disappointing Haruka. Isshin tried to comfort her and encouraged her to confide in him, but she hesitated upon seeing Yakumo chatting with another girl. The next day, Haruka focused on her work and revisited the shrine, meeting the wheelchair-bound chairman again. She discussed the ghosts with him, and he philosophized about life, emphasizing living without regrets. Suddenly, they heard a child's laughter and the lights went out. A pipe flew towards Haruka, but Yakumo intervened, saving her. Curious, the chairman questioned Yakumo, who explained he was investigating the area. He deduced the laughter came from a speaker and the lights blew out due to gunpowder. According to Yakumo, the culprit was inside the storage shed where all the equipment was connected. Slowly, Kunamatsu emerged from the shed and apologized to the chairman and Haruka for endangering them. He explained his objection to the shrine's development, urging the chairman to abandon the idea as Kuniko, the chairman's past love, would never return. In their youth, the chairman and Kuniko had planned to elope but were separated by a misunderstanding. Kuniko married someone else and passed away after giving birth, leaving the chairman with guilt. The chairman desired to merge the shrines before his death. Interrupting, Yakumo revealed his ability to see ghosts and claimed Kuniko's spirit was waiting. Moved, the chairman attempted to stand and reach the spot Yakumo indicated. Suddenly, the fox mask spirit appeared, finally reuniting with its beloved and ascending. At the university, Haruka visited Yakumo, intent on being more honest after the incident.